everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have again with me my two best friends, Jessica and Chelsie, because I wanted to just sit down and have a conversation with the two of them about why it's important for us blind women especially, and just in general for us to all stick together, especially when trying to enter into this entertainment slash media industry, so to say. So do any of you want to say anything before we?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting and relevant topic, especially in today's society where I think a lot of times we get judged for what we do or what we don't do or what we say and or what we don't say. And I think that a lot of kind of why the three of us are so close is because we've had to kind of find that tribe and talk to each other. And there's something really nice to know that I can talk to you guys whether I'm really happy or really sad or really emotional. And I think that bond is just really vital.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I agree completely. I think it's so important, as a whole, that we stick together. Because women, it's hard for women in general to make it in the industry or make it in the world and accomplish employment because guys have a easier time getting a job than women, and it's really horrible that is the case. But that's why I think that it's perfect that we all three of us are banding together.
So I wanted to do this with you guys because I feel like YouTube is such a big platform, and all three of us have our own channels, and I really wanted to discuss the fact that in our community, especially for blind people, it tends to feel like there's this competition going on where people have, a certain amount of subscribers, or it's just like we're in a race trying to see who can get the most views or who can get the most subscribers. And I just feel like in a community like this where our end goal is all kind of similar, that's why I feel like we need to really find a way for more of us to connect with one another, whatever that may be.
I think it's relevant, and I also think it's really difficult. Even before we filmed this video, we have long conversations, and we had a whole conversation about how, the majority of YouTubers that are blind are white, and the majority of them that have a lot of subscribers are white. And there's something kind of like it's hard. I mean, for me as just someone, we're all people of color here, to kind of find your voice and find your platform when you're constantly being told that, okay, what you're putting out isn't acceptable because of the color of your skin. And that's not, no one says that, but it's in the way,
but it's in
views that we don't get, comments that we don't get, shares that we don't get. And you look over and you see someone like Molly Burke, who is white and making it big. And, I kind of wonder a lot, like, if Molly had been a person of color or a POC, would she have gotten this much fame? And the answer to that is 100% no, of course not.
I understand, right. I agree.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I figured we were going in like a circle.
Oh.
Yeah, Chelsea, go ahead. No, you would have been next.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that, it takes a lot to make it in the industry, being blind or being a woman or even being black, in which we all three of us have all three of those things against us. So it's not like I'm saying it won't happen, but the chances are that's 1 in a million,
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day in one of the groups that me and Chelsea and Jess are in, and it was another person of color, another black person, and he was saying, it's true. A lot of the time on YouTube, the people who kind of gain more success are the people who are white. And so I think that for us, especially, whether it be you're a person of color, a blind person that is black, or, you know, a person of color again, it's like there's still this racial profiling. There's all of this discrimination that's already stacked against you. And so I hate to see that there's people who are trying to shut other people down, who are trying to do the same thing that they're doing. You know, of course, we all have our own vision. I say this all the time. You know, with us three, it's like, yes, we are best friends, and yes, we argue, and yes, we have our disagreements, and yes, we are similar in so many ways, but the way that we approach how we deal with situations in our life, the way that we approach how we live our life with blindness is so different. But that doesn't mean that the three of us are competing with one another. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like it's a competition, but it's also like, it also is kind of upsetting when you watch these prolific blind YouTubers, and we talked about this a few days ago, where it's like they're there, but they don't acknowledge their privilege. And that kind of honestly really upsets me, where I like Molly and I think she brings up a lot of relevant issues, but there are definitely times I wish she would say, like, there was a video she made about like the struggles of blindness, and I'm not saying Uber denials aren't terrible, they are, especially with the service dog, but she didn't think to say, hey, I'm privileged because I have the ability to drive a car. I hire someone to drive a car. I have this privilege. Or even with BLM posts, I want her to be able to be like, hey, I don't understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate you, but she's not. And even, you know, and it's sad because we are so marginalized anyway. And I know people that have, like, blind people that have been approached by friends, like, oh, I watched a Molly Berg video, why don't you wear makeup like her? Like, there's a standard. And it's sad in a way that all these YouTubers that are blind and very prolific are white, and they exude this kind of, I'm better than you, I'm more, like, you know what I mean?
I do, cause like all the time in the NFB, some people from the NFB, and I'm not saying all, because not all people are like this, but sometimes people in the NFB, they hold blind people to a higher standard. Like, I went to this program where I was working, and they wanted me to do these things that I was extremely out of my comfort zone, and it really made me shut down as a person, and I didn't feel as if I measured up to those people. I felt inadequate. I felt, oh my goodness, they're walking so much faster than me. Oh my goodness, they can carve wood. What am I doing with my life? I'm not being the best blind person I could be. And then I realized the toxic kind of view that is, because not everyone is the same, and to think that everyone can carve wood, or can build something like a dresser and stuff and be safe, is and be a blind person, is that's incredible. That's really incredible, but that's like a needle in a haystack. Like, it's really not a good outlook on the way that things could be. And that's why I said it's like, and people see some of those people from the NFB, and they're like, oh, why aren't you walking as fast as them? Why can't you go through the airport by yourself like them? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And it's horrible that they either see us like that, or they see us as we can't do anything for ourselves.
No in between.
And there's no in between, exactly. And I think that needs to change, like, because not everyone's on the same level. Like, things that Jessica or Gabby can do, I can't do. Like, for example, editing. I am horrible at it. And these girls are amazing. And
But you've
you know,
got a feed on grocery shopping. Let me tell you, I admire that. Like, just
Yeah. No.
yeah, but like there's strengths and weaknesses, and I think
exactly.
that's something that we need to acknowledge as a community.
Go ahead,
Agreed.
Deb.
I feel like, yes, Chelsie, everything you said about the NFB, there's this high standard that they have set for other blind people. Like, it's like either you do this or you're not capable of even, being able to do something like that. And I agree. I don't think that that's a good way to really approach things, that because when you go to these programs, the goal is to make sure that they're able to help you learn a lot of daily tasks, things like that. And I think that when you are putting so much pressure on somebody who's new to something, not new to the disability, but new to stepping out of their comfort zone and trying something different, it's like, I don't think a lot of the time that they think about how that really hurts other people. You know what I mean? And I think one thing, so before you go ahead, Jess, one thing I want to say too is that the thing I love about the three of us is that there's qualities that, yes, we all share, like I said before, but at the same time, we're able to balance everything out because we have our own opinions. We are able to have conversations like this, whether it's on camera or off camera. And I love being able to pick up the phone and be like, you know what, this happened to me today. And know that you're not going to judge me, and know that you're going to understand, because you're a person of color, you're a blind person, and you're a woman. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oh my God. So many
Can
thoughts.
Can I quickly just add something? Like, I want, everyone to know that we're not just only thinking of people of color. The reason why we're referring to that
Just
is
such a
because
racially tense climate
that's
right now.
yeah, that too, but that's because we can identify with that. Not saying that other minorities don't count, because we know that they do.
Yeah, exactly. Especially it's Pride Month, so.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's just that, you wouldn't talk about we won't talk about having sighted problems if we're not sighted. I just want you guys to know that that's why
really
we're saying this. And I don't want you guys to think that we're being like, oh, it's all about us. Because we're just identifying with the struggles people of color have to go through, who are blind, who are women, young women, because that's who we are.
And even then, just before I get into like what you said about the NFB and friendship, I mean, we're brown and black. We can't speak for all people of color. We can't speak for Asians. We can't speak for other. I can't think of any other ones. Why can't I think of any other ones? You know what I mean?
Hispanic, Latinx,
Latin American. We are
Indian or anything.
Native American, yeah. So this is kind of our perspective and our perspective alone. We're not here to like conform you. We're just kind of here to give you our thoughts. But we don't know. Obviously, we can only speak based off of what we've gone through and off of our experiences. Like, we don't represent all blind people of color that are women. Far
right.
But yeah, for the NFB, I think that there's this motto that it's just like it's one or the other. You're either really independent or you're not worthy. And then to them, being really independent involves like doing a drop off, or they will drop you off in a random location and make you find your way back, or cooking a meal for like 50 people, or like I was telling Gabby and Chelsie this a few days ago, like, like if you're going with a friend somewhere, they'll have you meet your friend there and get there on your own. I'm like, no way. If my friend has a car, like, of course I'll have her pick me up. Like, it's this idea that you need to be completely independent. And I've talked about this on my
there was
like this idea that if you aren't independent, you're not worthy. And I'm like, no one is. We all need help. But it's not until I went to college and really had to kind of start asking that I realized, okay, wow, I can be friendly and I can be a blind person, but I don't need to be a blind person that is completely independent, because I don't think anyone's an island. And then real quickly, our friendship is so important. I was telling my mom a few weeks ago, I was like, you don't understand. There is no one in the world who has more in common with me than these two. And it's all things. Like, I can call them to talk about, like, I've been discriminated against or no one will talk to me. But I can also call them when we want to watch a show together and we'll watch and laugh during commercial. Like, it's...
Or cry, or just sit
By the way, check out Jessica's channel with 911
yes.
reviews.
I'm gonna link both their channels in the description box, so you guys can go ahead.
But I mean, even it's the most basic thing. Like, it was like, we'd call each other every Monday night at 8 p.m. and we would just watch the episodes together. And that whole hour,
or sometimes when me and Gabby, we watch like the Golden Girls. I'm getting used to it, you guys. I'm getting used to it. Yes, she did.
But we also have quirks too. Like, the amount of times they'll tell me to watch something, read something.
You need to watch the Golden Girls. You need to finish up the other book.
I'll finish it. It's bad. But you're right. You know, we're really different. But I think I was saying this a few days ago. Like, having a group of 3 is really helpful, because especially, I feel like you and Chelsie and then you and Gab, you two you're so similar that sometimes you clash a little bit, and I think to have me kind of mediate a little bit, just be like, I don't know what it was. Like, one time you were both really upset, and I texted you both separately and was just, listen, you need to talk.
It's because we're both competitive during
You are. You're both very competitive.
We are very competitive. And when we don't win, we're like, dang it. But for me, a game is a game, you know. I mean,
in general, though, I think it's nice to have a group where
but it's still good.
But we don't have, I like to put, like, even though you guys disagree, there's never been, like, we don't talk about each other to each other.
Behind each other's back.
Like, there's an issue, it's like, okay, let's make a FaceTime group and, like, sit down.
You have so many FaceTime group chats.
Yeah, you need to delete some of those, because you guys have, like, 15 in the thing.
I never know which one to click on.
There's so much. But I love that it's funny because, like, if you would have told us, any of us, that we would be such close friends, none of us would have believed that. Like, when I first met Jess, like, they tried to group us Caribbean girls together. Like, you're like, oh, look,
it's so toxic.
Black girl.
I mean, that's with everything, though.
Yeah, but they were like, another black girl. Look, this is Jessica. Jessica, this is Chelsie. She's a new black girl. And Jessica was very, very, very quiet. And I'm like, hello? Like, are you going to talk to me? Like, okay,
I didn't know how. I'm not
bye.
good with extra loud people. Like, I'm really not.
Yeah, I was just very nervous and very excited at the same time. I was like, this is a new school. These people are going to be a little bit nicer to me. But then she didn't say anything. I was like, fine. And then I ended up with the wrong
I just wasn't
crowd.
Friendly. Like, I'm awkward. I'm really awkward.
And then when I met Gabby, it was like, we were like, I didn't like Gabby because she had like she has an amazing brother. I love her family, but like at the time I was so jealous because I was like, I'm here by myself.
It's like a whole moving crew, I think.
This girl has 2 people fixing up her beds and fixing her room and we met in this program, this blind people program. Like, and I just judged her. I was like, oh my goodness, she can't. I was like, she's such a princess. Like, how dare she have like this thing? And we make fun of each other all the time. And now we're like
the best of friends.
The bestest of friends.
It's interesting because I think I'd known Gabby for years, just doing like the Braille challenge, but I don't think we ever like we always in the same
one. But it was like a simple like, hi, how's the Braille challenge?
Yeah, like never watch. It was like super platonic. And then I just remember
like that we were so scared back then.
And
like, we were so scared.
I know. And I remember I'd met Chelsea. I knew who Chelsie was. Obviously because like he's Chelsie.
But we didn't get close until like.
But I was gonna go into that. We shared a room at this suite, and like we kind of just ended up talking. And let me tell you, I didn't know who this Gabby girl was, but every second I would hear Gabby. You know, like she just talked. Like, who is this chick? And then after that, I ended up going to the Lighthouse, and like that first year, I really didn't talk to you guys just because you were all with your different groups, and I've never been good at joining groups like that. And then after, when everyone left, we really, really got close. And even like right now, like I haven't seen Chelsie just due to circumstances in forever. I'm talking like a really long time. But there's something.
I haven't seen Jessica in like
Okay, you know what?
3
That
to
wasn't
4
the initial
years.
point of the thing, though. Like,
I'm just saying.
whatever. Okay, my point in that was that, like, even though we don't see each other, we still talk. And there's another thing there. We're the kind of friends where if we don't talk for like a week or two, we can always pick back up where we
Exactly.
like, there's never any awkwardness.
It's never like, oh, you didn't, you know, and I think before you continue with what you were gonna say, I
Oh,
think
that was it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I think for us, it's like a big part of what I respect and what I love about our bond is the fact that it's never, if we're ignoring each other, it's not to be like, oh, I'm ignoring her because of some petty nonsense. It's because we're genuinely always busy doing stuff. And so Jessica's not the best at reaching out to people. I'm sure she'll agree.
Not
Oh,
at
yeah.
all. She's
I-
horrible at that. I
Whenever
love
I don't
you
mean
though.
to.
I love you though.
No,
It's
Yeah.
I
funny,
don't know
you guys.
what it
I
is.
called. I actually texted her this because,
You did.
are you mad at me?
And it's not that like I don't want to. I don't quite know why I don't do it. I don't know if they're
No, it's fine. Not
figured it out.
everyone's a reacher
But, like,
outer.
I'll get
But
really
that's
busy
why-
or something, and I'm like, oh, girl, I haven't texted them back. I haven't done, and it's either one or the other. I either text you way too much, or I just go for weeks with like radios. It's not good. But go ahead.
It's fine. No, it's hilarious though, because I would texted her and I was like, "Are you mad at me?"
And
like,
I think I called her
like-
2.5 seconds after I got.
you were like, "No." She was like, "No, I am not mad at you." And if I was mad at you, you would know. And it's just I love how immediately she texted me like and called me back and she's like,
Or
"Absolutely
even
not."
like with Gabby, like I think the day after she was telling me what's going on, and I was like, Gabby, I'm so sorry. Like, and it's kind of it's not a good thing, and it's like I don't purposefully mean to freeze people out.
Oh no, I know a lot of
It's
people that
not
do
a
that.
good
It's
thing,
fine.
but you know what it is? It's the fact that when things are going wrong, and if we are busy, I know that we're gonna stop, and if we really need to talk, like, we will be like, okay, like, call me at so and so time because I want to know
Or
what's
just
going.
like I told you guys, well, we're using 911 with something attached, just like
Yeah.
as a word, just like call like literally. I was telling Chelsie this. I was doing something with a friend, I think in January, and another friend was like, "Do you want to go to Dunkin'?" And I was on the phone with her at the time, and I was like, "Listen, if you tell me ever that like you need
Something's wrong.
going, like I don't."
These girls are the best friends a person can have.
But it's also not even
I am not
conversations. Like they're
great-
like we'll play RS for hours. We'll talk 911. Love. I need to.
But I'm not really great at receiving
We'll just sit
gifts.
and quiet. Like
I really am not great at receiving gifts. And I was so overwhelmed with everything I had to do and me feeling sick. And it was just a lot to deal with
oh,
in
I
the
remember
like
that. You
kind of
called me from the
middle-ish
car,
of,
and you
of
were like
the
a mess.
semester. And I broke down into tears. And Jessica was like, "Oh my goodness, I am so sorry." And I was just like, I just can't do it anymore.
I just remember.
quit.
Well, how it came
And-
about was because me and Gabby were talking about like we were like talking because like you're up there and we feel bad like you're like by yourself and we just got sad and we were like what can we do? So we all kind of pooled our money and we bought her this gift set and
And they didn't tell me because I would have objected. I would have objected
I was
to the
pretty
highest
subtle.
point.
I was kind of proud of myself, not gonna lie. And
well, I was so
I'm
like
so upset.
I
And
was
like
so
spilled it. I was
exhausted
like
that I was like so done with everything, and I was like, oh my goodness, because they can tell you I'm not good at receiving gifts. On my birthday, when they came to my birthday, I literally cried when everybody gave me a gift. I was like, your gift was being here. Like I was like a mess. I mean, I am not, but that's why I love them because they know me and they know that like I'm not gonna take anything from them unless like they like go behind my back.
oh, we did. Gab, you could got your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, but this is all just to
Don't
say.
tell them the Franklin story, please.
The
Oh,
what?
geez. Yeah, that's another video for another day.
Oh yeah.
But this is all to say that
Stupid. Of all the things you could want.
I know a Franklin.
You know what?
Can I tell it? Can I please tell it?
We have to tell
Go
it.
ahead.
Okay. So basically, we're on the phone this one day, and I don't know how the topic came up. I think we may have been talking about like technology or something, and Chelsie was like, "I really miss the Franklin," and then Gabby goes, "You know, I have one, right?" And Chelsea's like, "Wait, whoa, stop! You do?" And Gabby's like, "Yeah," and Chelsea's like, Can you send it to me? I'm not even kidding. I really want it. And Gabby's like,
She's like, I'll send you $100 for shipping.
And Gabby's like, okay, let me get it. And I just remember this so well because I was trying to give you directions on how to open the battery, and I was like, okay, flip it over and turn it. And they're like, you need to direct people over the phone. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you would be good at it, Jess.
If my parents spend thousands of dollars for nothing, I will I'll be an operator. I don't know. But
no, let me tell you, but it's funny because like
so stupid.
Like Gabby wasn't gonna let me, because Jess doesn't know this part, but Gabby wasn't gonna let me pay her because she's Gabby, she's stubborn, and so I was like, I can't take it, and she's like, you're gonna take it, and I was like, I can't take it, and the reason why is because I'm not good at receiving gifts. It makes me feel uncomfortable, like it really does. Like I'm like, ugh, like no.
I remember this one time. I think you needed.
And then on top of that, it was the guy's voice, and it was like Rodney. But like, he was gonna give it to me, and I was like, I don't want to tell her that. She's being so nice, and I have to pay her either way. And I was like, I don't want to pay for two of them, so I'll just tell her I'm gonna go buy it, and I did. But like, I was like, I was like, Gabby, I have a confession to make. I can't take it from you. I just really can't. Like, and she's like, are you crazy? You paid $100 for the thing when I would have given it to you for free.
Oh, I would have wanted to strangle you. I would have shaken you.
Oh my gosh, Kaylee wanted to strangle me too. She was like,
oh my god. I think I remember this so well. Like, you needed money or something, and you're like, just give me 5. And they give you like 15. It was like for your mom's gift, and you're like, Jessica, I'll pay you back everything. And I'm like, Chelsie, it's 15. It's not like it's an organ. Like, stop.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I remember. I'm not good with handouts.
No.
My friend,
I said I just want to say that I think. Well, we got really sidetracked throughout the majority of this video.
I don't even know what this, like, if I cross-post this online, I don't know what I'm going to call it. Like, this is just
fun.
It's the joys of best friends with...
It's all over the place, because at the beginning, I didn't realize my video was turned off, so, yeah.
Ew.
It's okay. But no, I mean, this is all just to say that, you know, there needs to be more of a connection, and I want to see more people really working together to uplift each other.
And it's hard, I think, for a lot of YouTubers.
Hard.
But I think most importantly, it's that it's really hard to find friends like you, and that's what we're trying to say. Is like throughout those crazy stories that we got lost in the middle, but it's hard to find friends who are going to uplift you even when they're down. And I think that's what everybody needs. Whether you're POC, person of color, or whether you're blind, or whether you're visually impaired, or whether you're white, or whatever race you are, or whatever nationality you are, or exactly whatever person you are, you need those people. You need to find your gems, and I'm so grateful that through all of these mishaps and stuff that I went through in my life, I have these amazing people.
You guys
You
are
know?
my everything friends. You know what I mean? Like, I have friends obviously on campus, and I'll tell them stuff, but you guys, I'll tell everything, like the whole, like everything.
Yeah. Me and Gabby and Jess, we know everything about each other. It might be weird, but you know, I think that's.
See, it's interesting. If you watch the tag that we did with the 57-minute long tag that we did, I like to think we give each other as good as we get. Like, I tease Chelsie all the time about how short she is, and she teases me because I sound like I'm from California. And we tease Gabby about the fact that what do we tease you about, Gabby?
Everything. I'm joking. We tease Gabby because like she just loves to be like the glue. Yeah, we tease her.
She's really old fashioned. We tease her about like her taste in music and shows.
Yes,
we can't do that.
I love Frank Sinatra, but you know what? It's okay. It's because they're not the right way. But
and they tease me because I just have high standards and I won't watch or like read anything.
Oh my gosh, she hates anything that's not 911. 911.
I don't hate anything.
Stars, if you're watching this right now, Kareem loves your show. Now,
I hire me, too, like,
but she loves your show. She's even making the most awesomest fan fiction ever. Okay?
Don't say that on this. Oh my God, no. Ew. Now people are gonna know.
Yes. Yes. Look,
I don't want them to know.
Read it. Yes. I'm putting you out there. I'm putting Gabby out there. Gabby's really great at making all of these beautiful covers.
Oh, she's so great.
People, yes. So people, please comment under this. Ask her to cover a song, and she'll do it. We'll make her.
She will definitely do it. See, that's the thing.
We'll make her.
We laugh at each other, but there is something really cool. Like, I remember I wrote it, I sent it to them, and they're like, "This is really good." We've teased each other. Gabby's like, "If I send Alex Ayano a request, you need to send Jennifer Love Hewitt this link." And I'm like, no.
You should.
We give each other.
The next time I meet you, instead of giving you a hug, I'm gonna dive for your iPhone.
But I was just about to say, I was like, I'm gonna take it.
I'll be like, Gabby, I got her. She won't get it. I'll be like, Gabby, go on.
You to find people that are genuinely there to just uplift you. And
and it's not like, I'd like to say that we have fun, but there are also like, we will be, if it comes down to it, like if push comes to shove, like we won't necessarily be hard. We'll be hard on each other, but we'll be hard on each other in the most loving, like when it comes to like, we have doubts, and like one of us will say something like, oh, I don't know if I look okay, or I don't know if I'm going to find someone, and we'll be like, no, and we'll just kind of tell them all their,
well, I don't know if I'm anyone, but you know.
Oh my gosh, shut up. We are not going through this again. No.
We are not. We went through this a few hours ago.
Anyway.
We're all going to find
Chelsea's going to be
significant.
I'm still calling that.
No, stop it. No. If you guys know what we're talking, botany is basically people that take care of plants.
Because Chelsie was pointing out how she kills everything, and then I was pointing out how I really don't want
everything plants.
Short.
Hey,
and then Gabby said that I'll end up with
plants.
Someone who's OCD.
Just saying, I don't kill animals.
No, you just
like
kill plants. But then we were saying how you'd end up with someone who loves plants, and how I'm gonna end up with someone who's type A as I am, like, and yeah.
No, you're gonna end up with someone that is totally
I can't
messy.
deal. I can't
messy.
Out.
You're going to get a messy person, and he's gonna leave his socks on your bed, and he's going to leave his pants and his shirt on the floor, and you're gonna trip, and it's gonna be funny. I'm gonna love it.
I can't live with someone like it would drive me crazy. And Gabby would end up with an accountant or something. What did we say for you?
I'm done. I want to I don't know if you guys want to end this after this, but I just want to say that as hard as it's going to get, especially to people who are starting out on YouTube, if you're a person with a disability.
Not even on YouTube, though, in general.
Well, in general, yeah.
You gotta have your tribe.
Just continue to do what you're doing, because you know what? There's going to be people who are not going to always be there to support you and who don't want to see you be successful, but you're going to find people who are going to be there to uplift you and support you.
And it probably won't happen right away. Like, I don't know how it started, but I think with the three of us, it was organic. It was kind of like we texted so often that it just became a thing. And as we texted, we got closer and closer. So don't expect it to be like a snap.
Yeah, like especially for those people that are in like, you know, that are still in like regular school, like, you know, K to like 12, you know, you might not be with the people who you grew up with. Because I know that the same friends I had in kindergarten or in elementary or middle school or even high school or even like in college, I don't have those friends now. But you're going to find those number ones who are going to be there for you. And that is how you know that you found your support group.
And
it's with your
everything.
sisters, your brothers,
like,
or whatever.
We talk about anything and everything, you know, whether that's sitting in silence, playing something on our ass, watching 911 together, talking about guys, talking about books. We've sat in silence for hours. One time Gabby called me when she like texted and she was lonely, and it was like a Saturday night, and I called her and we talked for like 3 hours. And it's small things, you know, we don't see each other very often just due to like a lot of different circumstances, but you don't need to see each other to be 100% close ever, like, at all.
Exactly. Thank you for watching the video.
Thank you so much for watching.
It was very rambly. Sorry.
It was. That's what you get when you put all three of us together.
I know. It's so bad. And we did better.
Please comment and like on my girl's video.
Yes, remember to go like and subscribe and watch their videos as well. I'm going to link their channels in the description box.
Definitely.
Bye, this will be on my channel and Jess's channel.